Yo guys, what is up? Welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video, there is a new Thalassa Aurora squad team that I have to share. It's basically the team which I was doing testing of in the Pioneer server using VALA and Hugin in front of VALA. But Rekmon ran it for the first time. And he got 116 billion damage, and he doesn't even have like the highest, for example, Paragon Ascensions on his heroes. And so I found this really amazing. This is a really good team. It might be the best for you, and that is why we're going to be showcasing that in today's video. The team number 2 is the same as always, which is going to be Merrily on Overloaded Charms, Corin on the Insight Charms, Sonya on the Arcane Charms. For the team number 1, he had Reaper Charms on Vala. I think they might be one of the best options because it gives her attack. And then Harak, he says Harak is better for him on balance charms. I always thought Butcher Charms for Ravaged Realm would be better for Harak, but all the testing he's done, he's gotten better scores even in the previous best team with the balance charms. So that is a good option for you guys. Maybe you don't, like, for example, need to craft Butcher Charms. Sinbad, he doesn't even have on charms, Frestro on sorcery charms, and Hugin on the Mystic Charms. Okay, we're going to take a look at the replay, and basically this is the team formation. You have Hugin in front of the Vala on the left slot, Main Frester in front of Harak on the right slot for the energy generation, and you have the frontline spell, you have the Illusion Frester up in the upper left so that he gets devoured first, and you have Sinbad right in the middle, not behind any of the Fresters, for example. And this was the first run he did, getting 116 billion, which maybe it was really good luck. And right there, the Harak devours the Vala. I think this might be one reason it's so good. Basically, the Vala gets devoured early on because she is at lowest HP ratio, and that's actually really kind of good for your team because it gives Harak the attack buff right away. Because Vala has one of the highest attack of any hero in the game, and Harak is going to gain a percentage of that when he devours her. I guess that is the reason. And then the Devour order was pretty good. Devoured Hugin, then devoured Sinbad, and now devours the Frester Illusion. And there's still 10 seconds left, 58 billion damage. And what are we going to get from here? Like, if the team number 1, yeah, 64 billion. That is huge. That is the highest I've seen for team number 1. I think on the team that we did with Cassidy and Hugin, we got like 63.2 billion, I think. And that is why this team is even better than that. And then team number 2, you have Merrily, Corin, and Sonya. If you give them the optimal charms and you get a good run, this team can get over 50 billion damage. But you need to have Arcane Charms on Sonya. Corin should have the Insight Charms, and Merrily should have the Overloaded Charms. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. But again, it will come down to RNG, and also like with the Harak teams, a lot of it is related to RNG. You're going to need to do a lot of runs to get a good score, but this team formation is really good, really strong, and yeah, I think it might be the best because this is Hugin's only at plus 10 exclusive equipment as well. I know there are people out there with plus 15 Hugins, even Paragon Ascension Hugins, and they're with the Cassidy team, they're barely getting up to that 116 billion. But this team on try number 1 got 116 billion. But maybe it was just really amazing luck as well. So basically this is just another team that you guys can try if you have Harak on your account. But the charms that are best for Vala, probably the Reaper charms. And actually taking a look at that replay, I'm even more convinced that probably it is Reaper charms best for them, because then she has more attack and Harak is going to gain more attack after devouring her. Interestingly, Merrily actually died with 10 seconds left. So you would think it wouldn't get a great score, but almost 52 billion from that, which is crazy. When you add them up together, yeah, it does add up to 116 billion. Okay. So I'm going to show you the formation in a regular, for example, talent stage so you can see it in a more close-up position. So you're going to have Frestro in this position, and then the Illusion is going to be up in the upper left, so he gets devoured first. You have your Harak behind your main Frestro, and then you have your Lightbearer heroes, which are going to be Hugin in front of Vala. And then finally, you're going to have Sinbad in this middle position. So this is basically the position setup you're going to want to use if you want to try running this team. Obviously, you know, the Valor Shield spell, you're going to use it with the frontline spell. This is basically the team to be running. And this is what got Rekmon 116 billion. When we compare it to some of the other formations, and if you want to run the Cassidy-Hugin team, which was considered the previous best before this VALA team, that is going to be Hugin, and then Cassidy behind the Hugin. People are basically running, and Sinbad on the other buff top. People are running it in the central position, Hugin and Cassidy, but on my account where we got it up to 114 billion damage, we ran it with Hugin and Cassidy on the right. I don't think it makes that much of a difference where you have them. For me, it was just working out a little bit better when I had them on the right. But basically, this is the other best team that you can run. But interest is interesting because basically the VALA team allows you to then use VALA and not have to have Cassidy built up. And I think more people probably have VALA built on their account than Cassidy. So this is the other best team. And then finally, there is another team with Faye. However, this is doing the, the feedback I've gotten from people, this is doing the worst. The Cassidy-Hugin team is doing was doing the best, but now this VALA team getting 116 billion for an account like Rekwon's, that is crazy. And that means it probably is the new best. And to recap the charms, Mystic onto Hugin, Sorcerer onto Fresto, Reaper onto VALA, a balance onto Harak. And I think the Reaper are pretty important. The attack percent that it will give. Sinbad, not even on charms, but Gale charms are considered the optimal ones for him. Arcane, Insight, and Overloaded. 116 billion damage. And so guys, if you have Harak and you have his balance charms, I think these are one of the #1 priorities for you to be upgrading with the refinement to Mythic Double Plus, because Harak is, with the balance charms, is a really important option, not only for the Thalassa Aurora squad, but also for a lot of different Dream Realm bosses, and in all of them, balance charms are pretty much the best. It was only a question of, were his butcher charms better for the Thalassa, and it seems like not. It seems like even balance charms are doing as good or even better than butcher charms. So there's a really important thing for you to upgrade. And another great option for you to be upgrading to Mythic Double Plus charms are Fresto, basically whichever set you use the most. And for a lot of people that will be the sorcery charms. Go ahead and upgrade them, because those stat increases are going to help for all the different Dream Realm bosses, and also like a very minor amount for Thalassa. But I guess the thing is, right, they increase Fresto stats, and when Harak devours Fresto, is going to increase like by a small percentage the stats of Harak as well. So if you can increase the attack of the hero, which is going to be devoured, which is done with Reaper charms on VALA, it is going to allow the Harak to ramp up even further. I think that was really the key of this comp, that Harak devours the VALA early on and gains that bonus attack. And VALA deals a lot of damage before she dies too, which is really good. Yeah, and Sinbad charms seem not to be too important. Like Gale charms, of course, would be optimal, but he's kind of doing his job as a debuffer, even without them. And then you have Hugin. Mystic charms do seem to be doing the best, but you could even go for the blast charms. Those also seem good, increasing his ultimate power, increasing the value of his attack buff when he can cast his ultimate. But for that initial attack that he gives to VALA, Mystic charms are the way to go. So anyway, guys, this is just overall kind of recap of the key charms. Even Sonya, Arcane charms, these are good ones to go for Mythic Double Plus upgrade. Basically, a lot of the key Dream Realm heroes who also do well in the Ravaged Realm, those are the ones you will want to upgrade. But anyway, guys, that is going to be it for this video, and thank you all for watching, and good luck. If you try this team, hopefully you can get a new top score with it, and I'll hopefully see you guys in the next video. And until then, everyone, peace out for now, and thank you for watching.